Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This is Jason, and this is Ray of Light Tarot, and it's Wednesday, which means it's Hump Day. Hope you guys are having a nice middle of the week, and I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, and just taking good care of yourself in the ways that are important. Um, what was it I said? I told you guys I was. Oh, that full moon energy just hit me really strong for some reason, and I have had a lot going on. Like I said, I'm having to get some electrician and handyman work done at the condo before we finalize the sale of that, which is it's going to be final on the 31st of August. So the next couple of weeks, including this week, are kind of cuckoo, cuckoo. Hey Kim, nice to see you. And so that's one thing, but other than that, I've been busy. I'm making an itinerary for the class I told you guys about that I was going to be mentioning. A couple people have already registered for it, so I'm sorry for those that did have a head start. Just people that I've been interacting with and talked, because I am limiting the size of the class to 7 people, and I do have 3 spaces already taken for the Twin Soul class. So there's only 4 spaces left. You are welcome to register if you would like, but once it's full, it's full. I can't like hold spaces for anyone that I haven't already committed to. So there's basically 4 spaces. Anyone who would like to join us. We're starting on August 15th, which is a week from Sunday, and it's going to be fun. We're going to go from 7 to 8:30 every Sunday, 6 Sundays straight, and it's going to be sort of an account. It's going to be an educational journey, as far as I'm going to be working with a couple different books and sharing some educational aspects of the twin soul journey, but also it's going to be a good chance for accountability and for spiritual growth, and sort of trying to help each other on that path as well. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity for anyone who feels really like this is something that you're a part of and that you want to be a part of. I definitely suggest you join us. But like I said, there are already 3 spots filled up, so there's 4 left. It's $222, 222 USD, and you can just send it to the Cash App. If you do send the money to register for the August 15th course with us, what I need you to do is make sure that you include in the notes section your email, because that's how I'll be sending you your itinerary, the course, any correspondence for the class will be going out via email between now and then once we've started as well. So, and also if it's something that you see on here and you want to do, check and make sure that I haven't updated the comment section of this video. There'll be a pinned comment as soon as we're full. So just know that once it's full, and I apologize, but I'll do another one sometime soon. I did these last year, something similar, not quite the same, but it was a little less organized what I did last year, but I just hadn't really been feeling like doing it. It's just not really where my headspace was or my heart space. And it's time though, Leo season, things get a little bit, so had to take half a muscle relaxant pill for my back, feeling a little fuzzy. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I noticed everyone's a little bit, a little fuzzy. Everyone seems a little tired, a little fuzzy, a little bit, and that's okay. We do react to energies differently, right? I think we all do. And for some of us, one energy, like, we've had this full moon, and it could be, some of you could react where you're like, off the wall, excited and energetic, and others of you might react where you're just kind of like, wah, wah. It just depends on you, your astrology, and all that stuff. So, hey, Angel, nice to see you. Okay, let me see who all is here. Kim, welcome back. I'm glad you made it. Stephanie, Valerie, and I've got you on the list. And okay, so I have a list going too. Malia and Stephanie R, and Anne. I have the 3 of you on the list, and the list is open. Also, the list is open for mini reads. If anyone wants to get on the list, it's $22.22. But I was just talking about the cost of the class that we're going to be starting on August 15th for a few of us. Hey, Sonia, nice to see you. Hey, Joyce. Sorry, I'm just kind of catching up here real quick. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me, is working on that, and also working on, like I said, just when you, yes, received your deposit. I broke the news to everyone that I've already got 3 of you guys who are already sort of pre-registered. So I'm only taking 7 people for this, because I don't like it to get out of hand or a little bit too much. And I think the smaller the group, the stronger the manifestation power, because we can all really mind each other's energy and be on the same page. So it's kind of my mindset on that. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. But yeah, there's 4 spots left, and it's going to be a nice little group. So I definitely suggest you join if it's something you feel led to. I'm hoping it's only 4 people that will, so that it'll work out just right. Um, Malia, I have Malia and Stephanie R. and Anne. I have the 3 of you on the list for a mini reading tonight. So there's 3 on the list now, and if anyone else would actually like to get on the list, you are more than welcome to. We'd like to read for you. Oh, before I do that, real quick, you know what I did plan to do? Because I'm behind getting all of the zodiacs out. So what I want to do for you guys, I want to do an animal spirit oracle, uh, divine masculine and feminine check-in. Let's do that really quickly. Hit that like button. Everybody doing okay other than that? I don't know why I don't pay attention to politics, but I was watching an interview that the president did with this guy Jonathan Swan on YouTube this afternoon, and I feel like my IQ went down about 50 points after watching that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. I don't know. Energy and feminine too. Okay. And what's the current between the two? Right? Super. It was. I mean, it was awkward just to watch. Right? It was awkward. It was really, yeah. But it's like it's comedy, but it's like kind of sad. You know, like I don't understand how a person's mind could really be that narcissistic and self-involved. I mean, I stopped behave. If I ever did behave that way, I think I was like maybe 4 when I acted like that. You know, when you're like 4 and you have siblings and you're like, but look at me, but pay attention to me. Okay. Namaste. Yeah, that's scary, Sparky. That is scary. They asked him, I'll just tell you, Kim, the journalist asked him, how do you think, John Lewis just passed away. Um, and, obviously he was a civil rights hero to many people. And he asked President Trump, he said, how do you think John Lewis will be remembered? And Trump goes, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, he didn't come to my inauguration. He didn't come to either one of my State of the Union addresses. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But he didn't come to my inauguration. Like, seriously? Seriously? That's like, oh, I'm not even going to go there. It's like, what does that have to do with this guy's legacy? Ay, 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 ay. I don't know. I don't like to talk about politics, but sometimes you just have to say, like, what am I was like, what am I watching? I thought it was Malia, I did. I felt like it was an SNL skit. It was like so ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And this isn't political as far as like Republican, Democrat. This is just on a human level. Watching someone act that absurd. It's just like mind-boggling. I don't know. Wow. Maybe it's because of we're empathic, a lot of us. That's why we notice it so much. We're like, ooh, what? Like, I would be embarrassed. Even if I thought some of those things, I would be so embarrassed to admit that I was being that self-absorbed as to say them. You know what I mean? Like, God. Yeah, very true, Malia. So, guys, what's interesting about the current energies on a major shift of topic, unless some of you are dealing, I normally do. I normally avoid that stuff too, Kim. Unless some of you are dealing with, a narcissistic personality or someone who, is very, very self-obsessed. Um, we're going to talk about the energies for the divine masculine and feminine oversouls. So, the masculine energy is about seeing the big picture. And it really is like a plague, but it's what we've got going on. I mean, it's I try to avoid it too, but at a certain extent, it's hard. Like everyone was talking about it on was it on somewhere, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of my family members were talking about it. And I wanted to know what they were talking about, so I pulled it up and watched it, and I was like, oh my God. Um, anyway, on to bigger and better things. The giraffe spirit card for the masculine energy is really interesting, guys, because what this says to me, this is about, I mean, giraffes have those long necks. They're high up above everyone else, and so this is about sort of seeing the big picture or rising above, and that's what the masculine energy is dealing with right now. So the masculine may be dealing with a lot of tests that are forcing that energy to learn to rise above their current circumstances. So the masculine may be in situations, maybe relationships that are very trying, relationships that are feeling very petty, um, getting sucked into petty arguments or petty avoidance of arguments. And they're being called to learn to take the high road, which is not to sit in a situation where someone's making you angry or frustrating you or being petty, but to remove yourself altogether from that. Because this person is being called to see the big picture and also to move forward. Got that number 29 right there, their number. They've got that 11, which is all about big time movement. They're moving through a doorway here. Now, the feminine, they, on the other hand, have got the Swan Spirit card, card number 60, Swan Spirit, and it's about taking a deep dive. The Swan Spirit is also about seeing your own beauty, inner beauty, and knowing that, it's not about what you look, the physical, and it's also not about your own judgment of yourself. It's about really going within, doing that deep dive, and finding those parts of you that have been tried, tested, and actually are the parts that make you even more beautiful. A lot of times when you really learn to love, to find someone and you love them, that love you have, that unconditional love, the wounds are what makes someone more beautiful, okay? And so you as the feminine, or they, if you're the masculine, they're being guided to really go deep and to find those places of themselves that are actually maybe their most insecure places, but where the beauty lies, and that's really special. And I've had to do that myself in recent weeks even, and it's really special. It's really hard to do that too, especially when those places are still your biggest insecurities. Um, as a partnership, and this doesn't mean in union, whether you're in union, in separation, whatever, as a pair, as a partnership, because it's always a partnership. They have the crow spirit, which is card number 17, and it says co-create with spirit. So what this is really talking about is you feel, I sense it's about feeling that no matter what side of this equation you're on, you're going to be feeling that person's energy pretty strong throughout the month of August, most likely. And it's going to be in those places I just talked about, in the sore spots, in the pain spots, in the wounds. That's where you're going to feel their energy the most. It may feel healing, and it may feel just the opposite. It's going to be different for everyone. But the lesson is to learn to take that, right, and either heal it or transmute it, move around it, move through it, and to co-create with that energy, to use the energy to co-create. Because that 8 there, right there, that 17, which is an 8, that to me right there is a big infinity symbol, and it's about the constant flow between the two of you. And the crow is bringing a message. It's bringing a message of healing, yes, but it's coming through the depths. It's having to go through the deep dive, coming out of the depths, through the depths and out of them to heal. So kind of, it's an interesting dance that I feel like the feminine and masculine are doing right now. It's a really interesting dance because they're both stuck in such different situations. This feels for most, I mean, it usually is when you're doing a reading, it's usually for separated couples. But it does feel for most that the energies, one is specifically dealing with pettiness and trying to rise above, and the other is specifically dealing with their internal self, and it's painful. And that's just where they're at. So that feels pretty strong, like that's the overall energies for the masculine and feminine, okay? All right. Oh, wow, Kim. I did not know that. That's interesting. All right, Malia. Malia. Yeah, the last 5 days. For me, it's been like the last 15. Yeah, it's weird. Ah, well, we knew that was coming. In fact, I kind of already thought it had. We want that. No, we'll use, yeah. Okay. Okay. Aw. Well, just remember how vulnerable someone is in that situation and try to be as kind as you can, you know? What's the guidance here for Malia? I know you are. I'm sure. I have no doubt. Yeah, don't worry too much about your ex. I mean, his intentions are really good, but he's not where he needs to be for the, even if this were what you were, what your destiny was, which I really, that doesn't look like the case. He's not quite there. I mean, you're coming here as the Queen of Wands, so you're still, and really, for him, you're the Empress, and you are the Empress. But the energy you're in is about creation, and that's the Queen of Wands. The Empress is more of the nurturing, right? And so his vision of you and his perception and perspective of you as the Empress is not inaccurate in any way. You are, right? That's a very, very much a physical manifestation of the divine feminine. That's what it is. However, with this coming out as your reality, where you're at and where your destiny is and where your mindset is, isn't really about nurturing somebody. It's about getting things done. This is about action. This is about creation. So his vision of who you're supposed to be or who you are and who you actually are kind of just not, and who you see yourself as and where you're going are not exactly the same thing. So that nurturing energy, which is, I'm sure, is there for you when it comes to your ex, like you feel that for him, but it's not the essence of who you are. You could be that for a day, for a week, for a month, for 6 months, maybe even for years, but you would not be fulfilled sitting in that energy with him as you would just from stepping into your energy, which is your authentic self is the Queen of Wands, and she's going and creating. And there's something for you that you're going to be collaborating to build that's really a match for you. Okay, the Three of Cups. I mean, it's everything is happening. It's a split. This is all the way. It's all matching. It's all mirroring, and it's all happening the way it's supposed to. So the energy is strong. The Empress is a great energy, but look what he's the Knight of Wands in that energy. So even his intentions being so great with you as the Empress, that will not be what either one of you want it to be. That's more like a really nicely written story, because perception does so much for this story, and perception is beautiful, right? But it's not the path. It's just, it doesn't look like that's the path. And a tower's here beneath that in the foundation. So it's just not going to happen that way, right? And and you are, right? You are all of those things. But the Queen of Wands and the Empress are two very different energies, and you've just got too much passion that right now is actually, the passion within you is not, it's not that you don't have passion for him, but your passion is invoking this energy, which is allowing you to create this whole new path for yourself down the road. And his passion wants you to be the Empress, the nurturer, okay? He wants it to all flow from within what's already been established between the two of you, and it's just, you're still too hungry for that. The Queen of Wands feels very hungry in this energy. You could make that work, okay? You could make that work. You could, but it would require the Nine of Pentacles here to go into reverse, and I just don't think that's something you want to do right now. I think it needs to be the opposite. I think your Nine of Pentacles energy needs to be upright, and you do, because ultimately this connection leaves you like this, right? And that's how this feels, a little bit unfulfilled, right? A quiet feeling of being unfulfilled that comes out. This comes out sort of in the stillness, in the silence. And that's a feeling that you're missing someone, something is missing from that picture, that scenario. And that When that's the case, the Queen of Wands energy is outdoing. She's aggressive. She's going after. She's assertive. The Empress is caretaking. The Empress in this deck feels a little fiery. I'll say that. She feels fiery. I mean, she's got that, she's a ginger. She's got that red hair, and she's, you know, she's not, she you know, she's standing there with her crozier, whatever that is. And so it's a strong card. She's not a weak card. This isn't a weak card by any stretch of the imagination. But the fact is, what's awakening these feelings in him is more of an idea than a reality. And so go with the reality here. And if he can be in love with the reality and accept that fully, then, you know, could be a whole new ball game. But I think you're being really called to move toward whatever this Three of Cups is for you. Right now, here you are, though, Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. So it's right here, Two of Pentacles. Right here, you have a choice to make. It's not all about romantic relationships either. A lot of the choice feels like it's about being excited, like following your excited energy. So is it about moving? Is it about a vacation? Something in the world that gets you excited and following that, right? Something that makes you excited about life. It may be a relocation here because there's something that feels, the reason I say that, the Two of Pentacles, Malia, is about a choice. The Two of Pentacles represents an energy that is to me transient. This is not permanent. This is like, I got to choose this way or this way, but I'm not going to stay right here. So, and this way with your ex-spouse is not a bad way, but it's going to lead to a tower. And anytime I see a tower in the future, that means that it's not your path. Because if something's your path and you're flowing on your path, then the tower's not going to have to be there to wake you up. Right? So this is saying you could choose this for a while and it'd be okay, but then there's a tower that's going to say, go back that way where you were meant to go. So don't deceive yourself or let someone else deceive you, okay? Wow. I mean, the cards are really good as far as following the Queen of Wands, but I think there may be a little bit of, you know, you're a mother and you still have a close relationship with your ex-spouse. You co-parent really well. You're close. So I think being a mother for one, and then that relationship too, you might have a tendency to feel a little bit of guilt by stepping into the power of the Queen of Wands. And I think especially the Nine of Pentacles could feel really guilty for you, but don't let it. Okay? Don't let it. Just do what you have to do when you have to do it, right? It's okay to spend a little time in that energy doing the Empress stuff and the maternal energy and doing all those things that you have to do, right? To be that person that they need you to be, but also don't be afraid to actually choose that other coin and go after those things that you've already started doing it. So there's no, it feels like a step back if you don't continue. You know what I mean? Is Stephanie Roberts here? Thank you, Malia. Good luck, my friend. Also, you have the Seven of Cups coming out. I didn't see that. It was on it flew out. The Seven of Cups, you know, that can be a little bit of confusion, a little bit of too many things going on at once. There's some fear in some of those cups too, but don't let fear be the thing that stops you from just exploring, going after what. You can't really know what is meant for you until you go and check it out, right? Go and look behind door number 2. Go and look behind door number 3, because you already know what's behind door number 1, you know. Yeah, Stephanie, you're up now. What's your question? What is your question, Stephanie? I have Stephanie Roberts and Stephanie P, both of you on my list, but Stephanie R, yours was already here. So you're up first. Stephanie R, what's your question? And Anne, go ahead and have your question ready. Anne and Stephanie P, go ahead and get your questions ready. And anyone else, if you are on the list or getting on the list, because we're moving pretty fast tonight. Or maybe we're not moving pretty fast tonight. Guys, where are you at? Put your questions up. Stephanie R., put your question up. Maybe Stephanie is on a delay. Anne, do you want to put your question up? Guidance, clarity from Spirit on my current situation. You're welcome. When you put your question up, guys, just remember basically question form, and that's fine what Ann did too, but you don't have to put up a lot of info, just whatever you're wanting to know about. Not because I don't want to know the info, but because it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't help the question getting the answer. And it just takes up time to type it. Good energy. And you have the Two of Cups, so you've also got the Eight of Swords, though, so that's kind of tough. You've got the Queen of Swords in a guidance position, but she's in reverse. So, are you having trouble? Are you having trouble cutting something out that's not serving you? Behind that is the Devil in reverse also. Guys, remember, the devil energy doesn't come to us looking or feeling like devil energy. Because if it looked and felt like devil energy, we wouldn't let it in the first place. The devil energy looks and feels to us a lot of times like something we want until it starts making us feel really bad. So remember that about devil energy is it's going to look really pretty and really nice and feel really good sometimes, but it's still devil energy. So you've got some kind of devil energy, which I'm talking about toxicity, something that's causing a toxic reaction within you. It's causing you, your spirit is allergic to something you're doing or is allergic to something you're allowing in, and you're being guided to cut it out of your life, but you're having trouble doing that because you're upside down and you're not feeling it, something you're not able to. I don't feel like it's a person. I feel like it's a situation. So it could be a job, but I feel like it's a situation or an experience. Usually when it's a person, I feel that. I don't feel like it's a person. It could be. That's not to say it's not. You know better than I do. I'm just going with what I feel through this and what I'm connecting to. But I feel like the message is more about allowing yourself to be in a situation that is not healthy for you. And it may be connected to a person, but it may not be that the person may not be toxic, but the relationship may be right now. So it could be that. That may be why I'm not connecting it to a person. You've got the Two of Cups here, though. So that's usually a really strong connection. That when I see the Two of Cups, that usually tells me like, okay, well, in this case, it's telling me, it's a connection that you're supposed to experience. So even if it's toxic with this person, you're supposed to experience this and work this out. Right, and learn from it and go further into it, as long as you're being respected and all of those things that are important. You are leading the way in something too. We've got the Page of Swords here. Someone in your energy has the Page of Swords, but they also have the Nine of Wands. So you're sort of the example setter in this spiritual or soulmate connection. You're the example setter. You're leading the way here. Excuse me, you're leading the way in this and you're sort of setting the tone. So if you're setting the tone, that means you've got to make this a non-toxic situation. Make sure, because you're over here feeling very trapped in something. With the, this is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is it's like it's kind of an energy where, excuse me, I'm coughing all of a sudden too. I don't know if you're not speaking up about something. All of a sudden doing this reading, it's like something's caught in my throat. So a lot of times that happens because the person I'm reading for really needs to speak their truth with confidence and firmness, and you're not. So this kind of feels that way too, like you're not standing up and speaking up for something that you know you should be. And so whatever that is, you've got to do that, because this is frustrating my throat. So it's probably something that's frustrating you. But the thing is, you're in control of it. You have the ability to fix whatever that is, so fix it. Right? Like fix that. You can fix it, so fix it. Um, you've got good things going on here. I mean, the Two of Cups is a major arcana. It's okay. I mean, it's not a major arcana, but it feels like a major arcana. It feels like something major. And the Ace of Pentacles, too. Neither one of these are major arcana, but they feel like very important things happening and very important good things happening, right? You're on the right track. You just have to clear some. I feel like you need to do some gardening. You know, it's kind of like you've got this beautiful, it's it's like my uncle used to have a big vegetable garden. You know, my family goes back generations to they were farmers. You know, we had like a whole bunch of land of orange groves. It's all been sold off as of like the 90s. It was all sold off, but my uncle used to garden. He loved to grow vegetables in the dirt, and he would have really beautiful vegetables because he had green thumbs. He knew just what to do for them and how to coax the best eggplants and squash and everything out of the dirt. But if he didn't go in and get the weeds and keep the squirrels out and tend to it, it didn't matter how good he was at what he did. That's kind of what I feel for you. It's like you've got this great situation here and this great outlook, but this isn't going to happen. This road is gonna fall apart or get covered up with something else if you don't deal with whatever this is in reverse, and whatever this is, the Devil card. You've got to get that stuff cut out. And it may have to do with distancing yourself from a relationship for the time being, because you've got the Temperance card behind that, and that usually has to do with a separation of some kind. Could be work, separating from something. But this is like there's a necessary separation of some kind that you need to. Yeah, the list is still open, guys, for now. This is a necessary separation of some kind that you need to deal with and face head on. Because until you do, you're gonna feel this uneasy feeling. You're gonna kind of feel it. You know that uneasy feeling when you know you need to do something, but you really don't want to do it, or even maybe you kind of want to do it, but you're scared to do it, or you're afraid. It's that feeling like, I know I need to do this, but I'm not doing it because I'm afraid, and maybe I don't even feel like doing it, but it's like putting off, like it's kind of a procrastinating energy. You have good reasons for procrastinating, or at least in your mind, they're good reasons, but until you do it, you're going to stay feeling trapped, so you might as well just do it, rip the Band-Aid off. Whatever this thing is, rip the Band-Aid off, because right now, as of now, you've still got really good outlook energy. So rip the Band-Aid off and do this, whatever this is, because it's important that you keep whatever momentum you've still got, because you've actually still got some momentum here. You've just got to go do it. Don't be afraid, okay? Or be afraid, but do it anyway, right? Okay. Are you ready, Stephanie Roberts? I know I have Stephanie Roberts and Stephanie Petties, or both you guys are next on my list. Stephanie P, if you want to put yours up, I can do it. Did you put yours up already? I think you might have. Yes. Okay, yeah, Stephanie R, just put yours up whenever you're ready. I'm doing Stephanie P. Concerning love, what messages would be coming in for me tonight? I see it, Stephanie R. I'll do yours after this one. Okay. Okay. Concerning love, concerning love. It's always concerning love, right? Okay, they're flying. Wow. You've definitely got someone in your energy here. So there's a lot happening for you, Stephanie P. You have this Six of Cups connection. That's usually someone that either the connection goes back a long way to childhood, to high school, to college, whatever. Either the connection goes back, or it goes back spiritually a long way, like past lives. This is something where there's a lot of nostalgia. You can meet the person and you're like, oh, I know you. I know you. I don't know from where, but I know you. Because you know their soul, right? You may not know them, but you know each other's soul. So that's a special connection. And those connections, you have to figure out what they're for. Why are they coming in? What are they supposed to change within you? And you've also got the overall energy for you too is the Ten of Cups. It is in reverse. So the Ten of Cups in reverse says to me, okay, well, you know, you know that this connection could potentially bring you a lot of happiness. It hasn't at this point, and it hasn't yet, but it could. Okay, Sonia, I'll get to you in just a minute. It hasn't at this point, but it could, and it should, right? But you're not doing something right because you've got the Queen of Wands energy, which is a very strong power energy. The Queen of Wands is a power card, a feminine power card. Like she knows how to manifest, she's a go-getter. She knows how to go get. So go get it. But the path you're on right now, you're avoiding something. It's like what is it, guys? Help me with this. Because you've got the Devil in the Tower. And the Knight of Wands. Is somebody coming around not giving you your full due? Because the Knight of Wands is kind of an energy where someone could be a little hot and cold. And if that's the case, I don't care what your connection is. If someone's pulling like a weird energy on you, you got to go, right? Because here's why. Someone who pulls this weird energy on you, even when you have a strong spiritual connection, they're not at the point yet where they love you, where they're willing, they feel it, but they're not willing to love you the way you're willing to love them. And so as long as that's the case, the Tower is going to come in because you're going to get to see an example of it. Like something will happen that maybe you do wrong or they don't do whatever. And you'll think, well, if they did that, I would forgive. I would, because I love this person. I would see the best in them. I would believe in them, blah, blah, blah. But they will use that opportunity to not believe in you. And the reason that happens is not because they don't love you. There's love, but because they're not in a place to love you the way that they're supposed to. And you've got to be, Spirit wants you to see that with your own eyes so that you'll move on and go find what is for you. And so that feels like that, because of the Tower and the Devil together, there's something, it's toxicity. It can be physical stuff too. It can be substance abuse. It can be anything, but it's toxic, toxic, toxic. And this person's just not able to give you what you deserve at this point in time. And so, the Queen of Wands is action oriented. She does not play around. She is action oriented, right? Like she goes. So I think what you're being guided, if you just walked away from this on the full moon, you're being guided to keep walking. Because if you're hurting and you're missing, what's in store for you if you walk back to them is, the Devil's hanging around, the Tower. These are energies you want to continue walking away from. And I think you're also being warned. I get the sense this person is going to try to come back in this Knight of Wands energy. They're not ready yet. They're trying to come back in because they've got passion. They've got a lot of passion for you. They want to make things work. They also don't want to lose out. And so they're going to want to try to come back in, but you've got to feel out the facts. And the fact is this person is not where you need them to be yet. And it may take some time if and when they're supposed to be. So don't give yourself or them the easy out, right? Just kind of stick with the energy, the momentum that you're in. And remember, Queen of Wands, she can manifest like a MFer. Like the Queen of Wands, if that's the energy that you're being you're creating this Queen of Wands energy by taking the action and by doing the things you're doing. So not willing to love you the way you love them. Yeah, right. It's true. It's so profound and so true. And it's sad, but I think we've all experienced that. And I know I've been in situations where I can tell that the person wanted to love me the way that I love them. They wanted to. But we all have decisions and choices in life, and it's important to stick behind your choices unless they're wrong, right? But I think you're making good choices. The Queen of Wands to me says, Stephanie, that you're on the right track. Now you're creating for yourself and for the future. Don't get stuck being pulled back into an energy that's going to bring you right to a Tower or right to the Devil energy. And beware of the Knight of Wands. It's like a warning. Beware of the Knight of Wands, okay? Because he will come in after you. All right. Is Stephanie R. Okay, Stephanie R. And then Sonia, I'll do you. I'll do Stephanie R. and then Sonia. I'm a Libra and I would like a message from Spirit regarding my Libra person. Okay. What's the message for Stephanie R. regarding her Libra person? You're welcome. Stephanie R. message regarding her Libra person. Where'd it go? There it is. Your Libra person has too many options, or thinks they do. They're sort of, this person is stuck. It's like they're not thinking about the fact that sometimes there's something very special about getting to that point where you not only have one option in front of you, but you only want that one option. This person's got the Seven of Cups, which is like an energy of just kind of, it's confusion. When I see it, I feel a lot of confusion because it's like, well, what do I choose? What do I do? Where do I go? But what this really is about, whether it's too many options, confusion, whatever, this card comes from fear. Because when we're afraid to choose something, or we're afraid to act, or we have indecision, that's all, those are fear-based energies. So there's a fear here. This person's kind of like, not sure what to do, where to go, what to choose. They're going to choose. There's new energy coming into this connection, but you've got to let go of the past. You've got the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles for you is an energy warning you, let go of the past. Don't base your decisions and your current situation on anything that's happened in this connection or others in the past, because you've got the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and then the World. So there's a lot of newness coming into this connection, a lot of rapid forward movement, rapid changes this month in August, and it's bringing about a completion. But you're both in weird energies because you've got that Four of Pentacles, but you've also got this Two of Swords. Your Libra's got the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of energy of a lot of stagnant energy coming from both of you, but they're for different reasons. That person's not wanting to choose something because they think they've got all these options and they don't want to, lose one thing by choosing another. Your energy isn't that, but your energy is not wanting to move or shake or rock the boat or change anything or risk losing something, but it's for different reasons. You don't want to bring down the sword on something. They don't want to pick up a cup and choose something, but you don't want to bring down the sword. So neither one of you is taking any action. It's like you're both circling the wagons or circling each other, and neither one is taking action and actually choosing something. So it's an interesting energy because they're different energies, but they're causing you both to kind of do the same thing just for different reasons. That's all going to change, though. Everything is changing here. This Ace of Wands is a gift to your connection, to you, from Source, and the gift is for something new to come in. It's a gift it's like the gift of some fire flowing into this thing. Somebody's going to get kind of shaken up by some passion, right? It could start with physical passion, so there could be a fight. It could be sexual, it could be exciting. Something's going to happen that shakes this energy up, and it's going to bring about a lot of forward movement, a lot of communication, a lot of change, and it's going to help this thing bring it to its proper ending, which is going to be very peaceful, I feel. But for you, the main guidance for you in this is you can't move forward. You're wanting this thing to move forward in a really positive way, and you think that they need to do something, but you both do. You're both not moving forward. You're not moving forward out of fear of losing something, and they're not moving forward out of fear of losing something. It's just different things you're afraid of losing. But you've got to let go of your past here, and that's what's going to bring the Fool in. You've got the Fool in reverse, bottom of the deck. So there's this beautiful new beginning that's going to lead to the World and all of this other stuff that we just held up. But to get that upright and to get into that energy, some of the stagnancy's got to shift. One of you's got to do something here. I feel like the opportunity is about to just come flying in with this Ace of Wands, so that's really good. It's really good that the opportunity is going to just come flying in for you. How you get there is another story, right? How do you get to that point? Well, I think the first thing for you to do is some kind of releasing, because that's what the Four of Wands is about. Stop needing to let go of past disappointments and how they're impacting future expectations. So, like a cleansing, some sort of release and cleansing, cord cutting type of thing. I think that will actually help the Ace of Wands come in for you. Okay, so you need to let go of the past energy. Do something like a cord cutting, an energy release, right, to kind of unbind yourself, because that's going to help clear up the way for the Ace of Wands to come in a really strong way. Okay, so I would definitely do that. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Sonia, what was your question? I would like to know if I should stay and work things out or should I go dealing with my marriage. Okay, let's see. Aisha. What's the guidance for Sonia with her marriage? You know, just before I've even pulled a card, I have to say I'm seeing like some blossoms that come out in the spring, like cherry blossoms, things like that. I want to tell you what I do sense from that is your marriage has another beginning left in it. It has a new beginning still in it. So the life of your marriage has the potential for a new beginning. The question is, are you able and willing to wait however long it's going to take to get that new beginning? Because it may not be right around the corner. So you have to ask yourself, do I have the will still? Do I still have the will to hang around in this thing and stick it out much longer? Because you may be waiting a while before that new beginning energy comes in. So that's really what you've got to ask yourself is, how, where am I at with this? Am I still willing to stick this thing out for the long run? Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good if you can. Oh, I thought you meant I'm still here, as in I'm still in the marriage. Well, I'm glad you're still here and watching too. But if you are still there in that way as well, like if you're still connected, that's wonderful. If not, then that's what you've got to figure out. Like, because here's the thing. Vows, whatever. I don't care what vow you took. The question is, if you are not really plugged into the marriage and they're not either, like if staying is just because, then don't stay. Like if it's just because, like only stay if you really feel like you want to make this relationship, rebuild it into something that serves you both and that's wonderful, right? It can be that you've got the Three of Cups here, so it can still continue to grow in love, and it can be something, but there's a burdensome energy. Look, you've got the Ten of Wands. Oh, I just held up in reverse. Got the Ten of Wands. Foundationally, you've got the Ten of Wands. His energy is Nine of Wands, so he's kind of half hit or miss right now too. Your energy is Nine of Pentacles, which means you're at a point where you're not giving a lot to the marriage. And I don't say that to make you upset, but that's what's showing as your energy. This says where you're at, you're really not interested in giving a lot to the marriage. You're much more worried about, in relationships, that's when one of the ways to know that things aren't going great. Like when you're like, well, when you ask yourself, well, am I more worried about our relationship or my happiness and well-being? And you may at this point be getting, because of maybe things this person's done, but you're at a point where you're kind of starting to think more about like you. And maybe you should. This person's coming and going. They're in and out. They're hot and cold. Like their energy is not predictable at all. So I don't feel like you know this person anymore, which is an interesting thing. I know. He's been hanging around a lot, right, Kim? This relationship could get better with communication, but it would require both parties to be really honest. And I feel like that would also require doing a lot of deep diving and digging. You've got the Hierophant here. So again, I have to say, you've got the Hierophant, which means this thing can be salvaged, but your Two of Cups is in reverse and the Death card is here. So also what that means is you may be guided to leave. So what I would say This is about timing. I think it's about timing. There needs to be an honest conversation about whether you're both willing to recommit or not, because neither one of you is fully committed to the marriage at this point. That's clear. It's not one person left and the other person is really trying to stick it out. And you know what's so funny though? This is most always the case. When people divorce, a lot of times one person likes to be the victim. They left, they cheated, they this, they that, I tried. And one person's got to be the bad guy. But in most situations, the truth of the matter is, in most marriages, it's like this. Both people usually have stopped giving 100%. Because who wants to give 100% when the other person's only giving 50? I know I wouldn't. So this feels like you're both, for different reasons and in different ways, not present in this thing. And so it's a heavy burden to carry. And you don't have to do that. But at the same time, you have to decide, is it worth salvaging for you? It's like you're on a fence, and it could go either way, because you do have the Hierophant here, but you've also got the Death card. And I can see what it's saying. What has to die is either the marriage or the energy that's already growing. There's a momentum here. What I'm saying, Sonia, there's a momentum that's growing here, and the momentum is for separation. The momentum is for divorce. That's where the momentum is. So that momentum's got to be killed, and you've got to recommit, or you've just got to give into the momentum, both of you, and go ahead and go. But that's kind of where it is. It can go either way, but it's up to you. There's an Ace of Cups there too, but it's got to be, these energies have to be turned around, right? So right now the momentum is definitely for divorce, and you're really being guided to just decide, is it worth it to you if this person is in this coming and going 50-50 energy to stay and recommit, to even be the one who first chooses to really recommit if you don't know what they're going to do? Or does their energy tell you, okay, then I'm just done? That's how your decision has to be made. Is it still worth it to you, knowing that this person is disengaged quite a bit too? Is it worth it to you to stick it out or not? Because it will be a long road for it to be worked out if you wanted to work it out. This would not be something that would happen overnight. I don't know why that is, but it feels like it would require a lot for you guys to get the momentum turned around and to get this thing back to a place where you feel good about it. You've got really good options too. The Death card is a major arcana, so is the Hierophant. So in any event, you're supported in both paths. I don't think that this connection is one that it's ride or die, where this person is a soulmate that if you don't have them with you, it's going to stop you from reaching your destiny. In fact, you have some destined stuff ahead of you that I think is going to make this seem so easy. Like you're going to look back and go, oh, that's why this all happened. Okay, now it makes sense. So keep that in mind as you go, okay? All right, guys. Good luck on that. Was there anyone else that got a reading I didn't see? I think that's everyone for tonight. So I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys, listen, for those of you who got readings, there was some tough energy. I hope you take time to do the things like that come through. Like if you're being guided to do some kind of cord cutting, at least set an intention really clearly to sort of break free. If you're being guided to decide some of these tough things, really take the time to decide, because you don't want to leave yourself in a situation any longer than you have to that's not serving you. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. And as for those of you on Twin Soul journeys, there's 4 spaces left. If you want to join the Twin Soul class that begins on August 15th, you are welcome to. It's $222 US for a 6-week course. It's an hour and a half every week. We're going to be learning, deep diving, committing to some things, and holding each other accountable. And it's going to be really fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's a little information in the description here about that. So I will talk to you guys later, and I will be back with you guys probably actually tomorrow night because there's more to do and more to talk about. But I will see you guys later.